am Kiki, P-I-N-K-I, and I'm so fun. And today, Pink Panthers, I'm going to talk about Summer House Season 9, Episode 13 through 15 recap, okay? Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit late because Summer House, like, reunions, the season in its entirety is pretty much done. And it's so much juicy, like, drama with the cast and all that. Like, half the cast dang near left or leaving the show. It's just kind of a lot. So I'm going to do episodes 13 to 15, which is this video. Then I'm going to do both reunions the next video. So it's going to be back-to-back videos. Hopefully I can upload both today, but if not, I'm going to upload one today and the other tomorrow. So just stay tuned. But before I start this video, make sure you drop a like a ton on that like button. Make sure you get low in the comment section. Make sure you shake it like so, shake on the subscribe button and turn the post notification bell so you can know when my next video is gonna be here. Okay, it's very important that you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe because I am a small YouTuber, and the more you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that, the more YouTube is going to push my videos into the algorithm, and we can gain more Pink Panthers, more subscribers, and family members, okay? And please, God, do it because it's free. So why not, okay? And if you guys don't do it, I'm going to crash out. Now, like I said, we're going to talk about episodes 13 to 15, and yeah, let's get into it. So, episode 13. So Jesse and Lexi, they rode together. Wes, yeah. Okay, so Jesse and Lexi, they rode together. And Wes and Carl, they rode together. So Wes was telling Carl that Jesse was grinding on Lexi in front of her parents. So basically, so before the weekend, I think sometime during the week, Wes, Jesse, Lexi, and like her mom, her sister, I think her dad was there. They pretty much all hung out. And Wes was saying that it was kind of weird because Lexi was grinding on Jesse in front of her parents. So yeah. And then Amanda went to Gabby's house and heard that Lexi decided to give Jesse another chance. And then Kyle told Sierra that Jesse was talking about her. So pretty much how the car situation was set it up. So Jesse and Lexi, they rode together. Wes and Carl, they rode together. Kyle and Amanda and Sierra, they rode together. And Paige and Lizzie rode together. But Paige and Lizzie are already at the house. So yeah. So the door is fixed. Remember how I told y'all the past few episodes, pretty much the whole season, the door was like, they needed to fix the door. So I guess episode 13, they fixed the door. Okay, so Amanda and Sierra didn't say hi to Jesse. Gabby is coming to the house on Saturday. Lexi and Jesse talked to the group. Pretty much they talked to the group to okay, so if you guys are kind of confused on like their dynamic, so basically I remember episode 12, I said that Paige, Amanda, Sierra, they had like a bed bugs, like pajama sleepover type of like party. And that Jesse and Lexi was pretty much being weird the whole weekend because they talked, and Lexi pretty much heard what Jesse was saying about her and talking about her and stuff. So yeah, so this is the episode after that. So pretty much Lexi and Jesse, they're talking to the group, basically explaining like, oh yeah, like, we talked, I forgave him, we're getting this relationship another try. Yeah. So Sierra asked Jesse, she was like, so the takeaway that you got is that you're a two-faced and a liar? And then Jesse was kind of looking at her like, what the fudge? And Kyle is fertile. He has 159 million, but Amanda can care less. Sierra has girl talk with Lizzie and Lexi about Carl, Jesse, etc. And Lexi feels like communicating issues is worth fixing. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to like relationships, situationships, especially if you're like in a relationship, I feel like communication is number one. So I feel like if your communication is kind of whack, either y'all gonna have to hurry up and fix that ASAP, or the relationship is pretty much done. Like, I feel like if you guys don't fix your communication issues, your relationship is pretty much gonna go downhill. But hey, she said it's worth fixing, so yeah. Keep in mind though, they're technically not in a relationship, they're in a situationship. So take that as you will. Anyway, so Sierra feels like Jesse is fake and two faced. The group is splitting into two groups for dinner. So I think the first group is Wes, Carl, Lexi, Amanda, Sierra. They went all out to dinner together. And then the second group is Paige, Lindsay, Jesse, and Kyle. They are in a dinner group together. So Wes is sad about his college friend Deb, his 1 year anniversary. So Wes is pretty much in his feelings because I guess a year ago from this summer, his his one of his college friends passed away, and this is a year anniversary. And then Amanda shares that she's not ready to have kids yet. Wes shares about his friend, and Lexi connected with him, and then Sierra walks away from the table. So you remember, I think like episode 1 or 2, Lexi confided in Jesse that her best friend passed away. So with Wes talking about his friend passing, Lexi kind of connected with him in that moment, and Sierra walked out. But the reason why Sierra walked away from the table, because she said during this time, this is when her and Wes was like together, and he cried at like the edge of her bed. She pretty much consoled him, and yeah. So Sierra low key misses her and Wes' friendship. Amanda checks on Sierra when she came back to the table. Paige accidentally burns her hand because Sierra accidentally left the flat iron on. Amanda thought Sierra and Paige was mad at her. LOL. Jesse talks about PDA. Wes, Paige, and Kyle thinks it's weird that Lexi hangs out with her family. So this is like the next day before the beach party. So pretty much Jesse, so Wes, Paige, and I think Kyle, they was pretty much asking Jesse's question about Lexi and how does it feel partying with her peoples, her family, etc. So a lot of them feel like it's weird because it's kind of like, okay, I love how like she's close with her family, but they kind of find it weird that like they go out with them. Which I will be honest, I don't think that's necessarily weird. I feel like it depends on your relationship with your family. I feel like if you pretty much have like a cool family, it's kind of like, is it weird that you guys go out together? If it's like club, restaurant, movie, like, is that kind of weird? But when Paige was kind of like explaining, like, oh, I don't even kiss Craig in front of my parents, I feel like it's probably because of how her relationship is with her parents. Like, I feel like it's not really far fetched because I feel like at the end of the day, it kind of depends on your relationship with your family. Like for my family, I don't think it would be weird if we go out together like at a club. Like, I don't think that's necessarily weird. But then again, I pretty much have a good relationship with, like, as far as like I pretty much am comfortable around my family. Shoot, I'd rather hang around my family than, no offense, other people. So that says a lot. But then again, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like they feel that type of way because of like their own relationship with their parents. So that's probably weird to them. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting discussion. So West expressed his true feelings about Jesse and Lexi. Amanda and Paige talks to Jesse about Sierra. Gabby and Lexi beach day party. Lindsay doesn't believe that Carl slept with someone. Kyle is talking about Amanda and she hears him. Jesse and Sierra talk, and Sierra says that she's over Jesse and Lexi's relationship. Okay, so episode 14. So Jesse apologized to Sierra. Sierra is still salty, but she's getting over it. They hugged. Jesse tells Lexi about their conversation. His feelings are still hurt because he feels that Sierra and him are just show friends and not real friends. Lexi is still questioning their friendship. Sierra asks West a question and he's geeked about it. I feel like every time Sierra talks to him, he gets happy because he probably feels like Sierra hates his guts. So any like time he talks to her, he gets like all happy about it. It makes his day. It's kind of funny. But Amanda's swim line, she has a preview party about her swim line. Sierra and Jesse hung out at U.S. Open. Kyle introduces Amanda like at the preview party. Amanda's speech, she makes a speech, and then she also talks about her depression. Lexi invites Jesse over for drinks and hang out, but his excuse was a 9 p.m. manicure. Okay, so pretty much, I don't know if this was the same night as Amanda's swim line party, but basically Lexi feels the type of way because she wanted to introduce Jesse to more of her friends. But I guess his excuse was he's not gonna make it because he has a 9 p.m. manicure. Of course, that sounds weird because it's kind of like Jesse. No offense, who just goes to a manicure at 9 p.m.? You might as well just do that the next day. And second of all, you know Lexi is going to feel some type of way because she does not trust you. Especially after that weekend, you let a stranger suck your tongue. And then third of all, like what? I was just like, Jesse, you have, I don't know, like, Jesse ends up explaining about that, but it's like, yeah, Jesse, that sounds weird. It's like, you just want to go to a manicure at 9 p.m. Like, yeah. So after he said that she doesn't trust him, it breaks it off. But he wants to date her outside of the house. Carl brought snack. Okay, so pretty much so after the beach day party, that was that Saturday. They went home that Sunday. So this is the next weekend that everything is going to play. So Carl brought snack. So Lindsay wrote an IG paragraph about her and Carl 1 year breakup. I'm gonna be honest, she was really dramatic for doing that. Cause it's like, Lindsay, why would you do that? I feel like low key she did this because of the show. Ain't no way she gonna do that in real life. Like I feel like she did all of that because of the show. Cause Lindsay, if you say you moved on, technically you have moved on. We're seeing it because you're having somebody's baby not even a year after you and Carl break up. Why are you still writing paragraphs about you and Carl? Girl, at the end of the day, why you keep bringing it up? That's why I feel like she only did that because of the show. Because ain't no way she would be doing this if she wasn't on the show anymore. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. So then Wes confronts Lindsay about it. So Lexi breaks up with Jesse. Tell me why Lexi breaks up with Jesse. Okay, so they're outside. Keep in mind, Jesse is outside, Wes is outside, Emerald's outside, Kyle's outside, Carl outside. Basically, all the guys is outside. She talked to Jesse in front of Kyle and Amanda's room on their patio outside. She breaks up with Jesse, and then she went in the house and told all the girls she got the egg. And Jesse wasn't fighting for her, and she said she's not surprised about that. Then dating her, and then okay, so pretty much okay. So Lexi breaks up with Jesse. Lexi goes back into the house, and she tells all the girls that he gives her the egg. So meanwhile, while she said that, Kyle is in the kitchen. He's hearing all this. So he's asking, he's like, what does that mean? She gave you the ick? Like, he gave you the ick? Like, what does that mean? So, so Sierra and them are laughing at him because they're like, you don't know what that means? So then the producers, in Kyle's confession, the producers was asking him dating terms. Like, oh, do you know what these dating terms mean? So, Pete Panthers, do you guys know what orbiting is? I don't know what that is. Please comment down below. Do you guys know what roaching is? Comment down below. And do you know what zombie means? Comment down below. Because just as how Kyle was confused, I was confused too because I never heard those. Okay, I heard the words before, but I didn't know it had something to do with dating. I thought that was just a word. I didn't know those were dating terms nowadays. I'm like, dang, this is how people be dating in 2025? Jesus, take the wheel. Anyway, so then Lexi also explains that she doesn't feel close with the girls and she blames Jesse. Then the girls told Paige about Jesse and Lexi because so Sierra and Paige they came late. Sierra came before Paige. Paige was like the last person to come. So when Sierra when she came to the house first, they told her like, "Oh, Lexi is breaking up with Jesse right now." So then when Paige came, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Lexi breaks up with Jesse." So Paige checks in on Jesse. So Lindsay orders dinner. Half the house checks on Jesse. Jesse is explaining to them like why, like how he's feeling, etc. So Jesse says that Lexi is upset because he spent time with Sierra. Now keep in mind, you guys, keep in mind the scene where she breaks up with him, she never mentioned Sierra name, not even one time. So when he told them that, it was like, Jesse, where did that come from? It's like, are you obsessed with Sierra so much that while you're with Lexi, you're thinking of Sierra? Because where did that come from? So even Sierra was shocked. She was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? So Lexi supposedly said, how are you just going to get over that when she's been rude to you and West? And then Sierra asked him, how have I been rude to Lexi? And then he says, I've been friends with Sierra a long time. And she says, you just care about your friendships with everyone in the house, except your new relationship with me. You should be protective of me. And then Lexi, I guess, doesn't feel that close with Sierra. And then Sierra says she hates inconsistency and going to say something to her at dinner. So then Kyle tells Lexi that there is no size and tell her what Jesse pretty much said. So Lexi feels like he walked all over her, and Lexi says she never mentioned Sierra's name. Lindsay brings up Carl in her breakup at dinner. So this is all dinner at this point. Carl and Lindsay has a debate and discussion. Carl and everyone thinks the post is too much, which it was. That's unlike Lexi. Not Lexi, Lindsay. We get it. Carl broke up with you on TV last year. Why are you still bringing it up? Ooh, 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 pick me, pick me. I know why. Because they're still in the same summer house share house together, and she's doing this for a storyline. Like, but everybody's pretty much saying, Lindsay, you pretty much wrote a novel on your Instagram about you and your ex breakup, and you're having another man's baby. Make it make sense. But I knew why she was doing that. She was doing it because of a storyline. Amanda chokes. Lindsay brings up Jesse and Lexi. I feel like she did that to get like the blame off of her. She brought their breakup up. And the freedom dinner. So the dinner is called the freedom dinner because Lindsay says this is called the freedom dinner because Carl, thank you so much for letting me go. Because if it wasn't for you, I would have never had my baby, never met a good mate. All that, and it's like, girl, who are you trying to convince, him or yourself? I digress. I'm sorry, I like Lizzie, but I'm sorry, she did do too much. Like, what are you doing? So the Freedom Dinner, where Lizzie once again says thank you to Carl. Lexi has a speech for Jesse and says what he says is not true about Sierra. Paige defends Jesse. Okay, so on Sunday he says I dislike. Okay, so Lexi is saying on Sunday. So last Sunday he says I dislike Sierra. Quote from Lexi, and then it's a bunch of he say she say, and then Lexi says she doesn't trust Sierra based on the things that Jesse told her. Okay, so pretty much just to summarize up, then I'm gonna go to episode 15. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I feel like okay, so keep in mind, so episodes 14 and 15 is their last weekend, is the last week that they're gonna spend time like at the house together because summer is pretty much over at this point. So this is their last weekend going to be at the house. I feel like Lexi shouldn't have broke up with Jesse. I understand how she feels, but it's kind of like, girl, you really should have just broke up with him after the summer and after cameras have like shut down, because the fact that you broke up with him the last weekend of summer, now you pretty much ruined your summer, like your last weekend, because now you're going to be sad. Everybody's going to keep on talking about it, and you're going to be unhappy. So it's kind of like you probably should have waited to after that weekend to break up with him. Because why would you do that? Then second of all, it's too many he say, she say. Jesse is pretty much saying that Lexi is mad at him because of Sierra and how he spent time with her at the U.S. Open. But Lexi is saying that's not true because she's mad at Jesse because one, he didn't invite her to the U.S. Open. She had nothing to do. So she was pretty much saying, why you didn't invite me to the U.S. Open? And then second of all, Lexi is saying, I think that's also shady because last weekend you said you couldn't stand Sierra. You was mad at her. You feel like that now she treating you guys as just friends on the show and not real friends anymore. And Lexi is saying, how can you just forgive her like that because she has been rude to you and Wes? So pretty much it's too many he say, she say, but in both of like what they're supposedly has said, they keep bringing up Sierra's name, and she doesn't understand why they're bringing up her name. So then Lexi is saying, based on the stuff that Jesse told me about Sierra, she doesn't trust her. Which, in a way, I can kind of see that. But it was just funny to me how Lexi was just few episodes ago was saying that she didn't think they were flirting with each other. She was told they give brother and sister relationship. But then, but then this weekend, you're saying you don't trust her, and then at the same time you're saying you don't trust her because of what Jesse has told you about her. And then, plus now you're saying Jesse made her not be close with any of the girls in the house. Really, she was really trying to say Amanda, Paige, and Sierra. She doesn't really feel close with Amanda, Paige, and Sierra. You see how confusing that is? Yeah, that was me being confused as well. But my thing is, Jesse, why you keep bringing up Sierra's name? You're saying you guys have nothing going on. Yes, you keep flirting with her and jokingly saying you have a crush on her and jokingly saying, oh my god, last summer, if I was there for Wes, it would have been me and you instead of you and Wes. Like, it's kind of like, what? Anyway, okay, we're on episode 15. Hold on. Okay, so episode 15. So Sierra explains. Okay, so Sierra explaining herself the difference between her and West religion. Oh no. So Sierra is explaining to herself the difference between her and West's relationship and Jesse and Lexi's relationship. I feel like both relationships. I think I'm gonna say that to the reunion. My opinions on like the difference between the relationship, but Sierra was explaining like both the difference between both relationships. She says how Lexi wasn't really available to hang out with the girls over the summer. Wes asked Lexi a question. Lexi is embarrassed of Jesse. Gabby tells Wes to shut up. Wes goes off on Gabby. Wes is confused on what Lexi said. Paige and Sierra tells Wes to speak up. Wes explaining Jesse's friendships with everyone before Lexi and Emerald, but Gabby keeps on cutting him off. Sierra gives Wes a compliment. Sierra says his and Lindsay friendship. Carl says his and Lindsay friendship will never be the same. Okay, so pretty much all of what I just said, the dinner was still continuing. So pretty much Sierra was explaining to like Lexi the difference between her and Wes' relationship versus Jesse and Lexi's relationship. And Wes was trying to speak up, defending Jesse, but Gabby kept on cutting him off. Which I was mad at Gabby because it's kind of like, Gabby, no offense. I like Gabby, but no offense, Gabby. You barely be saying anything these entire episodes, and now you want to have Lexi's back and say something, and it's kind of like, girl, let him speak. Why do you keep cutting him off? So Sierra and Paige was like encouraging Wes to speak up, like don't let her shut you down. Speak up. So then that's when Wes was asking Lexi questions and kind of explaining to her Jesse's relationships with everybody. And Sierra was like giving Wes compliment, like wow, you finally spoke up. And Gabby kept on cutting him off, which I feel like Gabby was trying to defend Lexi, but it's like, girl, let him speak. And then Wes went off on Gabby was saying that you don't ever show your relationships. And Gabby, you like Biscuit, where have you come? Like, where did you come from? All of a sudden now you have a voice. Like, no offense, I was on West Side when he went off with Gabby, cause like I like you, Gabby, but yeah, girl, where's your storyline? You have only time Gabby speaks is when she's backing up Lindsay. So she's really been Danielle 2.0. Keep following after Lindsay. And then all of a sudden you and Lexi are now close. Like, girl, come on. Anyway, so Lexi sleeps in Gabby's room because she didn't want Jesse to like come to her room and whatever. Paige and Sierra, they talk about like the type of guys that they're like. And Paige was explaining like how a guy like what she likes about a guy physically. She said he has to be 6'3" and above, long hair, a suit, facial hair or not. And Sierra has said that she has only been in love once. And Paige told guys that she loves them, but she was like, maybe it wasn't love. Jesse is sad. Lexi is crying and feels overwhelmed. Danielle visited them. So pretty much, Jesse feels like he's been blindsided because he doesn't understand why Lexi is saying all this stuff. And plus, Jesse was saying that he was going to ask her out, like pretty much to be his girlfriend because the summer is over. So meaning he was going to ask her to be his girlfriend, but she broke up with him. Sierra costume. Kyle, Danielle, Lindsay talks about the ending. Like, oh my God, is this the ending of an era? Yada, 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 you know? Then Lindsay talks about her transitional year and her summer and all that. Gabby twerks on a guy. Jesse flirts with other girls, and Lexi is watching him. Jesse and Lexi talk again in the kitchen. Lexi doesn't want to have a friendship with Jesse anytime soon. So pretty much Jesse wanted to like still try to still be friends with her, but she doesn't want to be his friend. Lexi felt he could have invited her to the U.S. Open on Monday, knowing she wasn't doing anything. But instead, she feels like he was trying to put her and Sierra against each other. Paige, Amanda, and Sierra talks about they're not going to see each other for a while because pretty much everybody's busy. Sierra, she models and she does other stuff. Paige, she has a podcast. She does her fashion stuff. Paige is busy. Amanda, she just now have a swim line wear, so she's busy. So they was pretty much saying that like the next time they see each other, it's not going to be like for a while. So boom, now we get a timeline. So 3 months later, Thursday, December 5th, 2024, at 8:02 p.m., Lindsay gives birth to Gemma. Okay, no. So Thursday, December 5th, 2024, at 8:02 p.m., Lexi is going to the hospital because she's in labor. So then Lindsay gives birth to Gemma Friday, December 6th, 2024, at 4:04 p.m. Gemma is born. Gemma is so cute. Oh my god, she is so cute. And then Monday, December 30th, 2024, at 9:07 a.m., Paige and Craig breakup is now everywhere. Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, at 11:57 a.m., Amanda and Paige are at Lindsay's apartment discussing Craig and seeing baby Gemma for the first time. So not Lexi, Lindsay is telling them that she loves Turner, but he's too private. She says if they didn't have Gemma, they probably wouldn't be together. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I kind of feel the same way. I feel like if it wasn't for the baby, Lindsay and Turner would not still be together. I agree when she said that, and I think her number one like deal breaker on why she's saying that is because he's very very private. Like Turner's a doctor. He doesn't want to be around like the public. He doesn't want to be on camera. He's very private, and she's public. So she kind of doesn't know how to balance all that. But she says basically baby Gemma saved them. Like if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't be together. So when she said that, I was like, I agree. So now Paige is telling them her side of the story of their breakup. So Paige feels great and she says that she made the right decision about breaking up with him. She said 2 days later, her dad called her and said, I'm glad that your personality is back and how different she was and that he got his daughter back. So dang. So if her dad says that, that means he didn't really care for Craig, and he noticed a change in her. And Amanda says that she noticed that Paige was different this summer too, which she was. I'm explaining that when I talk about the reunions. But Amanda was saying that she noticed that Paige was different this summer, and she noticed something was off when Paige had a panic attack. And Paige says that, she would have panic attacks every day. She called her mom every day and her therapist. So she breaks down their breakup. She said, it's November. Craig asked her a question like, does she see them hosting holidays with their kids at first? No. So Craig was pretty much asking Paige, does she see them having like kids and hosting like Thanksgiving and parties with the kids? And at first she says yes. Then she thought about it and she says no, she doesn't. So she said he came in the middle of December to talk in person. Then she said that he said, I really wish you didn't do this before you saw the ring. And she says, this is why we're breaking up because I don't know if you're lying right now. Then she said that he said he had the ring for a year. And 2 weeks after they broke up, no one knew. Then she put it on her podcast. Then she said that basically there was rumors out there that she cheated on him, and she texted him to clear it up. And he says, I don't feel comfortable talking right now. And then she said after she read that, she says, and you're dead to me. and Craig never responded to Amanda and Kyle. So yeah, and then Amanda and Paige they tasted Lindsay's breast milk. So yeah, you guys, that was the last 3 episodes of the season. Tell me how you guys feel. Like, are you surprised if you watch Southern Charm and Summer House and you pretty much know Craig for Craig, Paige for Paige, or you've been like watching their breakup unfold? Do you feel like that? Do you feel like Craig was lying about the ring? Do you blame Paige for breaking up with him? Sorry, y'all, that's my phone. Like, do you agree that that Craig was lying and Paige had the right to break up with him, or do you feel like Craig was in the right, he was blindsided? Like, how do y'all feel? Because this breakup is, this breakup has been crazy. And just wait to the reunion. Just wait to the reunion and wait till you hear my thoughts about it, okay? But like I said, I'm about to film both the reunion videos. It was 2 parts. I Instead of doing reunion part 1, reunion part 2, I'm just gonna put both of them in like the same video. So stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like or dislike, thumbs up or thumbs down, comment. Please be paying attention. Subscribe. Turn your post notification bell so you can know when my next video is gonna be here. Okay. Follow my Facebook at Pinky Pinky. That's PINKY space PINKY. And follow 2 of my Instagrams. One at Show the Pinky and the other at PinkyBear00. And you guys know my saying, let smile be your style. Don't worry, be happy, okay? This your girl Pinky, PINKY, and